And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches. This is the Frontline Prediction League. Frontline League on Twitter, as long as that's alive. Who knows what that's going to happen there. But we're also on YouTube, the Frontline Prediction League, where you're watching this right now. You can also go through that into our Discord, which is shared with Top of the Card, which is our wrestling podcast. That's Top of the Card Twitter, Top of the Card Pod on Twitter, but also available on Spotify, on iTunes, and all that fun stuff. So you can find us through that kind of stuff in case anything happens or goes down, and we'll see what happens with that. Is because Twitter... Oh, there's some fun stuff going on with that. It's insane. But we're talking wrestling here. We're talking stuff with the FPL. The Frontline Prediction League is our wrestling league of predictions. And you watch the show. We put in picks beforehand. You see what happens, and we go from there. I'm your co-host, Scott. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe Jesus. How are you today, BeerMe?
I'm doing pretty good, Scott. It's really cold here, but other than that, I'm doing all right.
Because I thought you weren't there for a second. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, you know my phone, like when I'm muted, it sometimes takes a while to unmute for some reason.
Gotcha.
I'm doing all right. It's windy and cold here, but other than that, I'm here to talk some FPL Full Gear. How about yourself?
Yeah, cold, but not as cold. It's minus 5 degrees, minus 6 now. People might be like, "Oh God, that's like minus 35 or 35, whatever." Probably 26 Fahrenheit. It's fine. It's not super cold. Minus 20 is when we get worried about that stuff. So we're not there yet. But we did get dumped on with a lot of snow. 'Tis the season. So yeah. It's about average for that. Sometimes we don't even get snow that stays till around Christmas time. It stayed. There was a lot of it, and it's been cold enough in that kind of right temperature to keep it. So there we go. But this is for FPL Full Gear, which is this weekend. And as you can see on the screen there, it is Saturday, November 19th. The main show is at 8 o'clock. The pre-show, which they're now calling 0 hour instead of the buy-in, because that's probably just going to keep being a double or nothing thing. But that pre-show 0 hour is an hour beforehand, so 7 o'clock Eastern, meaning our deadline is 6 o'clock Eastern. So keep that in mind. Put your picks in. The page is up right now. And yeah, we're going to talk about some matches that might not be there by the time we get there and how that's going to work and all that fun stuff. Because we go based on the official stuff, and there's already things happening. It wouldn't be AEW pay-per-view without it. So let's dive into the actual matches of our card, though, BeerMe. Our main event is the FPL World Championship. New champion, Broken Nerd, in his first defense, only had it for 2 weeks, going up against the guy he won to get the contendership shot, Chef Urban, who got second place in that triple threat with Roman Pierce. Urban, this is the right time. It's almost too soon for this world title defense, which, by the way, this is AEW. This is a main show now, so the main show records all count on this kind of thing towards stuff like being in the Rumble or working towards appearances and things like that, like working up the card. AEW matters now. The fans demanded it. We went with that vote. So Broken Nerd is defending, and I think Urban can absolutely win this, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's going to. I fully feel there's going to be a bit of an upset, because I don't think anybody predicted a 2-week reign for the world champion for Broken Nerd, but I think Urban's going to take this and just kind of shut everybody's mouths, which is fitting with it being MJF going into Full Gear, but that's my pick. What have you got for this?
The story would be good because it is MJF, and he's taking on Kenny Omega here. I've had a tough time picking this one because I can literally see it going either way.
Yep.
Because both of them are on rolls. Both of them score really well at these types of shows. I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna set up Broken Nerd retains in like a 1-point match or something. It's gonna be very, very close.
Okay,
but he'll escape with the belt.
Again, interesting. It is Kenny Omega, more AEW. That wasn't the plan when we went into it, but that's kind of how it works out sometimes. It's fun. So we're 1 for 1 on that one. Who we think is going to win? Interesting. I like that. How about this, BeerMe? It's the finals of our FPL 2022 Tag Team Tournament. The winner of this will go on to Deadline December 10th to challenge for the World Tag Team Championship, or forgive me, the FPL Continental Tag Team Championship. It is Shades and Smiles, CJ Hawk and Lexi Briggs, the former world champion and pinner of champions, versus the MBPA, the McKennedy Blade Protection Agency, Alexander McKennedy and Dion Blade. I went out on a limb saying that MBPA will be the dark horse this whole time. They didn't even have a team name when this started. And here they are in the final. But I got to go with Shades and Smiles because they beat us in round 1, and I'm picking them all the way through. So That's my pick of Shades of Smiles, but this is a cool final either way. Both teams are going to be very, very, very dangerous to the must-see good guys, which is, of course, yourself and the GMSG, the current tag champs. But I'm picking Shades of Smiles. Who have you got?
I'm going to pick the MBPA.
Yeah?
I'm going to go out on a limb. Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they actually take it. Just for a surprise dark horse team winner.
I like it. I like either outcome of this. I like the potential of that deadline match. It should be good stuff. Good stuff. Next up, the FPL American Championship is being defended. Another new champion, could be a 2-week reign. Ash is defending against your friend Bastion. It's an ambulance hardcore match. Bastion's real hard to pick against. It is AEW. That's a lot of points. It's hardcore. I kind of want to pick Ash, but if I was putting actual bets and money on it, I would pick Bastion just because it's Bastion, and I know better than to pick against him in situations, but I'm going to go for the crazy upset and pick Ash to retain. Obviously, you're picking Bastion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
By hook or by crook, it'll happen.
Oh, okay. It's an ambulance match.
Hopefully, knock on wood.
We are 1,000,000,000% inspired by Damon Kemp versus Julius Creed. That's what, ambulance match. Yeah. Also, their history of their characters with, injuries and attacks and stuff. It fits. It's just an easy, quick escalation to have this be insane, is a good way to put it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The longest standing champion currently, I believe, because I think he's had this longer than the tag champs have, if I'm correct, BeerMe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but the FPL Canadian champion will be defending in a Watson Rules match. Sebastian Escobar versus Modstep. I think he's got the title longer than you guys. I'm trying to remember, because you won him at Backlash, if I remember, and he got it. That might be the same time, actually. He might have won it around there, too, didn't he? Or he might have been SummerSlam. Yeah. I think the tags might actually be the longest reigning currently. But either way, Escobar versus Modstep. This could be Modstep finally getting that singles title that he's sought a lot and had a lot of shots at and worked his way back up yet again. The flip side is Escobar goes out there and retains yet again. And I'm leaning on Escobar just because I want to get up there to Montreal and I want him to have that belt. Even though Modstep beat me 2 weeks ago. There's history there too, but Escobar, I want it. I want the belt off of him. But who are you picking on?
Yeah, Escobar won it at SummerSlam.
Forgive me. So you guys have had it longer than him, but he's next in that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's tough. I don't really like to bet against Escobar a lot. Modstep's just on such a roll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it to how many? Oh, this will be great. Escobar has 2 defenses so far.
Oh,
so because all right.
What does that mean, BeerMe? What do you mean by that?
I'm going to pick Modstep.
Yeah,
and I don't know really. I mean, he's got to win one of these sometime, right? You would think.
Yeah. But is it this one?
You would think. You would think he would maybe finally get
one. Okay. I like it.
No. I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna pick Escobar.
I even scrolled. You Escobar? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it back. Yeah.
Well, all right. This next match, it is the War Games Advantage deciding match, triple threat. Yourself, BeerMe Jesus, one half of the Continental Tag Team Champions versus former World Champion Jonathan C.T. Martin versus former Tag Champion herself, Redhead 12. I'm obviously picking Red, and you're obviously picking yourself. And if CT was here, he'd be picking himself.
That's where I say nobody's picked CT, but he can win it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only former world champion in all this, so yeah, he definitely could. And even though he lost the world title, he went to draws in the matches before, so he did not lose them. He did enough to keep the belt. So that is still momentum of a sort, right? So got to keep that in mind. He has been doing well, but everybody has. You still have the tag belts, and Red's been doing very, very well as well. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Definitely. Next up, we've got Relantando versus a question mark. I thought we announced what that was. I don't even remember anymore. Didn't we announce the match last week?
Which one?
Relantando's opponent. I'm scrolling up in my list. I thought we did. I don't have it on my list. Well, forgive me, Raw Nintendo, if I'm forgetting what I said last week. But
I do not.
Yeah, you do have a match, though, at this show. So there it goes. I'm picking Raw Nintendo, obviously. The mystery opponent sometimes comes in, but you got to pick Raw Nintendo on this, right? Like, he's the one to run with, I think.
Yeah, usually I like to pick the mystery guy because it's a run of, because usually it catches them off guard sometimes. But I'll pick Raw Nintendo. I'll pick him as well.
Now, how about this one? I mean, I'm picking the GMSG in his match with Rate Wrestle, where everybody is banged for ringside. I presume you are as well.
I won't be able to be there at ringside, but I will definitely pick him in this match.
It's going to be a tough one because it was no contest last time, so it could happen again. But I'm picking GMSG. It's a bigger card, so there's more room for that kind of thing. So I'm running with him on that. How about this one though? First Blood Hardcore match: The Arbiter versus Kano Mac. I think you went with Arbiter on your picks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I am as well. Just he's been on a bit of a roll in this type, so I see that benefiting him. I do. How about this one? Non-title. It is a rematch of James Blake, the FPL European Grand Prix champion, versus the man he beat to win it, James Black. I think we both said Blake. The story is Black because the feud's not over. But I'm picking Blake to win this. How about you?
Man, yeah, I'm gonna pick him too, but it's tough. It's really tough. But yeah, I mean the story should be Black, but I'm gonna pick Blake.
That's not confusing at all.
Right.
Next up, it is the Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match: JJ Rocky versus Captain Crulex Blackwell. I believe we were both thinking JJ, just because it's time for JJ to do this. But Crulex, you never know. This guy could come out of nowhere and upset JJ. They did have, I believe, a no contest last time, so, something's got to give. I'm on board with this. I like this. I like this match. I like this kind of booking. Obviously, we did it, but I like seeing the new guys come up there. Remember when JJ was a new guy? He's a veteran now. Like, come on. So, I'm all for it. I'm anticipating some fun stuff with this, and I'm picking JJ to win this. How about you?
I'm actually going with Captain Crulex Blackwell.
I think you did last time too. Now that I think on it.
Yeah, and I don't like to go against JJ a whole lot, but here I'm going to go with the new-ish person.
Yeah,
because it's not like technically new, but
newer. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, newer.
All right, on the kickoff, we do have two Pick Your Poison matches. James Costner and Luke Gray are facing an opponent of each other's choosing. So there, we got that. Do you think anybody's going to win? Because normally they do, right? Or, well, actually, historically they don't, because it's all a point of, like, trying to screw the person over. Like, Edge had to face Undertaker, but it was actually Christian and stuff with shenanigans, and Cora and Roxanne had it recently with Raquel and Rhea. So, like, there's stuff in there to have it. Do you think the known opponent is going to win, or the mystery opponent are going to win? Or do you think it's either or?
I think it'll be 1-1. I don't know which person will lose and which one will win, but I think we'll get one mystery guy win and one mystery guy lose.
I can see that. Yeah, that could be a way to go about it. Okay. How about El Cid versus Monkey Bong? I presume you're picking Monkey Bong. Or
yes.
Are you? Oh, you thought about it.
Yeah, I thought about it because El Cid's pretty new, and I usually like to pick the new guys. I'm gonna go with fan favorite Monkey Bong.
Of course. And that's it. Now, we do have Survivor Series coming up from there. There's lots more to come from that. That's like next weekend. But we'll deal with that more. This is the show about Full Gear. So when you have time, go in there before Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern will be your deadline, and go to this webpage. It is available through the Discord, through the links. You can go down in there and put your picks in for Full Gear. The page is available. You go in there and you put in your name, and then you pick who's going to win. Is it John Moxley? But you don't think it's going to be much, so you put like 2 on it or 3. You can't use 3 again. So now, okay, we got the Acclaim versus Swerve in Our Glory, which is still official. I know there's rumors going around. I know there's a picture going around of a man in a sling. The match is still on as of this recording. Keep that in mind. They could always have it where they just forfeit or lay down or it's fake. Match is the match. More on how that deals in a second. But it might get thrown out. I'm only going to put a 1 on that because I don't want a match thrown out. I'll explain that in a sec. Tony Storm, she's probably going to win that one. Let's put an 8 on that. Cool. Jade Cargill, that's 11. Yeah, she's going to win that one. Yeah. The Elite, probably going to win that. Put a 7, whatever. And you go through. You put your points on that. And, the Ethan Page versus the tournament thing. That match is as good as gone from everything we've seen, but it's also not been seen. So, how this works is, like, say the tag title match gets thrown out, or say the tournament one gets thrown out. If it's before the deadline, which is, again, 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturday afternoon, if it's before that, it's just erased, and all the points shuffle down. So if you had put 11 points on the Elite winning the tag titles, and a match gets thrown out, like the tournament match, which for all intents and purposes is as good as gone. It's very similar to the Braun Strowman Shane McMahon thing we had a year or so ago, where it was announced and then it stopped being announced, so we took it off our list. And then when the show started, it was back, and then it vanished again because they had an injury and pulled it. It's like, well, if it's gone when we do it, it's gone. Ethan Page cut a promo saying he's going to win at Full Gear. Well, the delay's happening, and Tony Khan on a media thing said it's not going to be there. It's going to be on Dynamite in Chicago afterwards. We're just waiting for that tweet. We're waiting for that tweet, or that, because it's going to be him saying it. Well, okay. The official website. Something is going to happen on Rampage Friday night, and it'll be gone before Saturday's deadline. It'll just poof, go away. Now it's out of 10. Your Elite one is not out of 11. It's out of 10 now. So don't put much on that tag title match. Or don't put much on that tournament match. Unless, of course, they do it after all. Because if it's still there, it's still there. Right? Like, they haven't officially removed it. Even though Tony Khan said in a media thing, it's not gone yet. Treat it that way. You never know. The other flip one is the tag titles. If that match gets thrown out due to an injury, which looked like there might have been, if it's beforehand, again, it goes away. Now the top score is 9. It just, everything descends. So you don't need to resubmit. You don't need to do anything else about it. Just, you're good. But if they don't get rid of it before the deadline, it's officially part of the card. After 6 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, if something happens and they throw the match out. Like during the card, ROH throws out 2 matches because one went long. We had that a couple years ago. Or at 6:03 p.m., Brock Lesnar is filling in because Roman's gone. 2 matches get thrown out. It's after the deadline. It's just gone. So if you put 8 points on the Acclaimed retaining and the match gets thrown out during the buy-in or after our deadline, those 8 points are just gone. But everybody's points on that match are gone. So keep that in mind. We always do this every time. We wait for that officialness to come through on that, because they could do anything. Like I said, they could walk out there and still do something. It's still a match. That's the key of it. That's the point of it. We even had that, I'm remembering, the craziest one was Lacey Evans when she was pregnant. They didn't do it until the pre-show, which was insane because everybody knew she was going to wrestle pregnant, but she could always walk out there and say, I forfeit. Ding, ding, ding. There's the match. Like, it sucks. Believe me, I know. But we keep that. So keep that in mind. Don't put a lot of points on the Ethan Page one, and don't put a lot on the tag match. Just let's be clear about that. If you've already submitted, you can resubmit. Yes, because this picks page has been up for a day now. You can resubmit your picks. You can do so. Let us know what the plan is, because we can always go in there and make sure as well, just to be safe. Just, yeah, like it sucks, right, BeerMe? Like there's no way around it. We'd rather this be clear, like the match isn't happening. Cool. But until they say it isn't, crap. That tournament's a weird one, because at one point they're saying it's going to be there. Everything was it's going to be there, and then they kind of went silent and were like, well, if not for Ethan Page himself saying, I'm going to win the tournament final at Full Gear, well, yeah, we probably wouldn't have put it, because that was still as official as you can get. He said on the broadcast, I'm winning at that show. Oh, it's not happening? Oh, well, we kind of need a little something to do that, and there could be a tweet at any minute, as long as Twitter's alive. We'll see how that goes. I guess we need Instagram to figure out what their alternative for Twitter is going to be, right? That's going to be a whole thing.
Right.
Oh, God, I don't know what they're going to do. But anyway. So, yeah, that's the plan. Believe us, we're following along, and it's hectic. We know. This is insanity. They're going to add 4 matches on frickin' Friday night, Saturday, that aren't even going to be part of the damn thing. And then it's going to be a 15-match card. But we're still going to look in there and be like, oh, will there be blood during this? Or would there be a thing? We've had bonuses before where it's like, how many of this will happen? and matches that weren't included in the picks still happen for that. We didn't do that this time around. Keep that in mind. But read through, make sure you're all good, get your picks in. And by all means, if you're ever worried about them not being in, let us know. But yeah, that deadline is 6 o'clock Eastern. If that time hits when the submission's in, it is technically late. The deadline is at 6. Please, 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 do them now. Do them tonight. Do them tomorrow. That will be Friday still by the time you're watching this, so it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. BeerMe, anything you want to follow up with on all this craziness? Are you looking forward to it, at least?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And everybody, make sure you get your picks in, and hopefully Twitter's still around by the time y'all hear this.
Yeah, we'll see how that craziness goes. It'll be insane. It's a wacky world we're living in. But thanks again, everybody, for watching this. This is, again, for now, Frontline League on Twitter, as long as it's there. Frontline Prediction League is the YouTube channel. That will still be there. You can follow us there. We'll have to make an Instagram. We'll have to make Tumblr and whatnot for all that kind of stuff. But at the very least, we are in Discord. Go through. You can find that Discord in there. It's Frontline Prediction League for that. Top of the card one is there as well. It's all one and the same for Frontline Prediction League. Everyone's welcome. It's a fun community. We want people to be in there. You can be there live when we're yelling and screaming about, why did they not pull the match earlier, when that happens, or just geeking out over matches. It's all in there in a live event chat, in our voice chat. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. But again, thanks, BeerMe, for joining for this one. It is 20 minutes in and out previewing this show. Next week, we'll be doing the recap of this and dealing with Survivor Series that weekend. Oh, God, it's... I say that, but it's awesome, and we love it, and it's fun, but they could make it a little bit easier, right? Like, just a tiny, tiny bit. It's going to be fun. And we might do some fun stuff for that. There'll probably be a video coming out for that, for some stuff, for some hype video, and maybe even some other stuff for War Games. We'll see what happens there. But for now, I'm Scott for BeerMe and all the guys involved with this. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.